a rematch and a second chance to make finale history and represent his coach, Team Rampage, and lead his team to the ultimate victory.
Yeah, Mike, he looked great on the show. He showed great takedowns, really good striking. He just made an unfortunate mistake and got caught by Amir. And, you know, to Amir's credit, he took advantage of that. And that's what he did over and over again on the show. Amir just showed tremendous heart and resolve and, you know, the ability to overcome horrible situations. CB Dollaway has, you know, a real good opportunity in this fight that was, you know, given to him in a real fluke situation with Jesse being eliminated.
Arizona State almost lost their wrestling program. Then some very generous people came in and saved it, and thank goodness they did. Tom Ortiz, CB's college coach in attendance tonight, Cain Velasquez, now in the UFC coming out of ASU. And you can go back to Dan Henderson, Arizona State, Dan Severn, Arizona State. And so the Sun Devils well represented here inside the octagon.
Absolutely, and they almost lost their wrestling program at one point in time. It was pulled, and then now it's since been reinstated, which is...
Born in Brooklyn, New York. As he said, he calls home Richmond, Virginia. And he came out here to train with his coaches, led by none other than the top contender at 205 pounds, the original Ultimate Fighter, Team Forrest, Mike Pyle. Going to help the corner, Amir Sadallah here tonight in the Ultimate Finale.
Yeah, Amir Sadallah just really impressed me on the show, and impressed me not just with his skill, but with his heart. Submitted Steve Burns with an armbar, stopped Gerald Harris in a tremendous fight with a beautiful knee, and then, of course, submitted Matt Brown with a triangle choke, and then submitted CB Dollaway. He had a tremendous season. It was an awesome season for him, and, you know, really opened up a lot of people's eyes. Very soft-spoken guy, very humble guy. You know, he's not a bragger, he's not a boaster, but man, the kid's got heart and he's got skills.
No professional fights coming into the competition. Very self-deprecating, very much like Forrest Griffin. And he is trying to shock the world again by defeating Dollaway and putting himself in Ultimate Fighter history.
That's even more impressive, Mike, when you consider his composure on the show that he didn't have any professional fights.
All right, gentlemen, you've been given your instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my directions at all times. Let's touch gloves, come out, make it official.
Ah, what a great moment right there. They smile at each other. They know each other very well. They battle again. CB Dollaway, Amir Sadallah for the contract and the honor of being the next Ultimate Fighter.
Ready to fight? Ready. Let's do it.
Tonight's clock sponsored by Scion. What moves you? Dollaway representing Rampage. Sadallah representing Forrest. Dollaway took most of his opponents down with relative ease during the competition, including Amir Sadallah.
Man, it's got to be tough after all you put in, CB, to go down to Amir the same way, especially when you feel you didn't tap. Tell us your thoughts on the final ending of the fight and how it all unfolded.
Kind of towards the end, basically, he did have my arm extended. I was feeling it starting to pop, you know, and for a second, you know, I was like, I'm going to have to tap or it's going to break. And I did hit him, but I didn't go with the full-on, like, tap out, you know, I just hit him once, and then I felt my arm, like, I was like, shit, I can get out of this. And they stopped the fight, and Herb's like, you tapped. And I was like, so everyone looked kind of confused, like, okay, but, you know, I guess I shouldn't have made that gesture, so, but yeah, it's a very disappointing loss.
Now, was the way that it did happen, was that particularly fulfilling, proving that it was no fluke, taking out CB Dollaway in pretty much the same fashion as earlier?
Yeah, it was just so surprising, and that's what that look on my face came, because CB's a tough guy. And, our last fight, he took me further than I've ever been, and mentally pushed me further, and I expected the same this time. So when it was over quick, I I didn't know if they stopped it because he tapped, or did I tap, or I was just like, okay, we're done fighting now. I was kind of in that mental mode for a war.
Well, I have to say, when someone said, hey, let's hear it for Amir, the whole press corps here erupted, and it was very, very warm applause. I think that's because of the way you came across in the show. You're always confident and humble. You really have just exploded now, the fan base. How does it feel, and how are you going to deal with this? I mean, life, as you know, it changes now.
Yeah, thank God for editing on a reality show, because in real life I'm an asshole. I don't know why they pick me to be the cool guy, but...
position.
Scoring up a triangle, armbar. Oh, he's holding on to it.
He's taking some punches. Can he
CB's
hold
in
on?
big
Finish.
trouble.
Can Amir Sadollah submit? And it's all over!
Oh!
It's all over!
Unbelievable.
Dalloway says he did not tap.
Oh, he tapped. He tapped.
Amir Sadollah is the Ultimate Fighter!
The winner of this season's Ultimate Fighter, Amir Sadollah.
So Amir Sadollah coming up big. He is now officially the Ultimate Fighter, and he gets that big six-figure contract. Could not have happened to a nicer guy. Kendall the Spider Grove comes up big. He's back on track. And of course, Diego the Nightmare Sanchez looking unbelievably sharp against Luigi Fioravante. If Diego doesn't deserve a shot at the welterweight title, I don't know who does. So I hope you enjoyed all the action of the season finale. I'm Jay Adams. We'll see you next time on Brawl Call.